Hello, beautiful souls. This is Vanita Kumar, also known as Twinflameunion, bringing you guys in this week's pep talk and empowerment. The topic for today is spiritual ascension symptoms versus waning health issues. This was something that somebody had written an email on, and I will actually read that part. And it actually gave me an idea to do a film on this. Sometimes people, what they do is they approach me for certain things, and that's how I actually get my blog topics as well as what to teach, because you just never know when you're actually coming to me for something, how that triggers into an idea for me to do some more teaching on that particular area. And I feel that it's very important to know the difference between an ascension symptom as well as your health issues that come because you are on a soul's journey. You will get both of them. It's there's no question to it. Especially if you're on a spiritual journey, definitely you will get ascension symptoms, but on a day-to-day living, you also will get some health issues. And how you can decipher the difference between the two is what this video is going to be. And hopefully by the end of this video, you will have a very good idea how to look after yourself. At the end of the day, you come first, and your health is definitely something that should be number one priority to you. But before we actually dive deep into this topic, let's hit it. And welcome back. For those that are new to this channel, please do not forget to hit like. When you do that, it actually helps me to circulate the video around. And this is such an important topic that people should be all getting an idea on anyway, because it's something that is not going to be skipped for any of us, right? So yeah, do hit that notification bell as well, so that you do not miss any future videos. You may want to check out my other playlist and what I have there. I've got timeless readings. I've got more topics on the pep talk and empowerment. It doesn't matter whether you're a twin flame or not. Some of these topics that I talk about is very generic, so you can actually look at all the topics and gain some wisdom out of that. I also have the Ava series, which is Ask Vanita Anything, and some guided meditations that are there to help you in your journey, as well as it's a series of the pep talk and empowerment on signs and syncs. We love those. We always get them, especially if you are awakened to your soul journey. You will definitely see them, and how you can actually interpret them is it's all in that playlist. And then I also released shorts. So I did it in a different way. I didn't do it the typical way that people have, but I do have a whole series of short videos, and there's going to be more coming, and those are point blank. So you can check those out as well. Some of those 1-minute videos that I have, they give you so much insight. So without further ado, we will dive deep into this topic. And today's topic was spiritual ascension symptoms versus waning health issues. I also want to add before I begin, if you want to book any private sessions with me, you can do so as well. Link is in the description box and you can purchase and book directly from there. Without further ado, let's begin into this topic. But before I actually begin, I just wanted to read to you an email that was sent to me by this person. I won't give the person's name because this is just a generic question that gave me an idea to do this topic, which is so important. And I thank this person for bringing this to my attention. It is important that you all understand some of the things that happens. So what this person writes is, I'm on a twin flame journey. I can feel severe upper stomach pain, sweating all over, weight loss, lack of concentration. How can I heal? Can I do chakra healing balancing? Can you please give me some guidance? So when I looked at this, to me, this was already a lot of red flags in terms of health issues, because yes, he is in a spiritual journey. But my issue with the whole thing is that there's just so many red flags when I saw this. And that was the severe upper stomach pain. That was a red flag. Sweating all over the body, red flag. Weight loss, red flag. Lack of concentration. Even that is a red flag to me, because if your body is going through all of those, and you know, people don't realize that your body actually talks to you in many ways. And I'll give you some example of how this applies to the works of the body, because as humans, we if you can listen to it's the most amazing phenomena, your body, because it is always regenerating on a cellular level, and it's always growing. Even if you have stopped growing, you think you've already passed your growing years, it doesn't matter. The tissues and the cells, they still continue to restore and regenerate on every sense of way. So and your body is forever communicating to you. But if you do not understand the importance of that, or if you don't think that this is important enough, you go and what you do is you go about on your regular day and you actually think that this is just going to go away. Sometimes it doesn't go away, and the whole point of your body telling you this is to go and get a physical checkup. So of course I saw this, and I was obligated to tell him this. And as a healer, I can easily take people's money and tell them to book a session with me, and we'll do your chakra balancing. Some healers will do that, and that's something that would be also a red flag to you guys. You have to see what kind of response you get from some of these people that are out there that are doing their mission work, because in this case I knew that this is more of a severe issue as opposed to me just doing quick healing. Spiritual healing is very different from medical healing, right? So, and in this case I felt that he needs to go and check and just rule that part out. So this is what my response was. This sounds like you need medical attention. I cannot suggest anything on any spiritual healing. It usually comes up during one-on-one guidance session. So basically, I just told him that he needs to go and check the symptoms that he's getting is medical related. So what I'm trying to say is that there's going to be so many ways that you can tell the difference between the two. The Ascension symptoms will sometimes have weight loss and lack of appetite and all that sort of thing. I know that a lot of people have gone through all of that, but it shouldn't be something that is pressing for weeks and months. It's gonna be maybe a day or two here or a few days. And if you think that any of your health symptoms that you're getting is exceeding few days, go and get your go to a doctor and just get that part ruled off. I have an Ascension blog, that Ascension symptom blog that I have written. I will link it in the description and you can have a look at it. And even there, I did say that this is an intuitively written article. It's one of the most searched articles that I get in my website, and I get a lot of traffic in my website. I'm talking about literally, I believe it's like 10,000 visitors per month. So I get a lot of traffic through my website, and people are reading my articles. I am thankful that people like you guys that are helping me write these articles, and you're asking me the right questions. You give me an idea to voice out whatever I have. I do have a platform, so sometimes people, when they give me ideas like this, I use that to bring awareness, and that's part of my main mission work, is to provide big time awareness, and it's on every level. It's not just on twin flames and what is happening to them, but in a generic way. And your health is number one priority to you. You are number one priority, and there is not in any part of my teaching that I will teach you that you are not worth of that. Your life is very important. You are important. You're the most important person that you have known all, in the longest existence, from the time that you were born to the time that you leave this earth. This would be the longest relationship that you'll ever have, is with yourself. People will come and go, children will come and go, relationships will come and go, even your parents, your family, your friends, all of those things will come and go, but that longest relationship that you have is with you. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to make sure that as a person, you are also looking after yourself and your well-being. So the thing with Ascension symptoms is that, yes, it can press on for a month or two, or sometimes it's even more permanent. The biggest one that I find people always are complaining about is the Buddha belly. So you can look that up. It's in my article. Basically, when you are grounding the light body, it's because your light body actually becomes quite light and floaty. I remember this was a while back when I was entering into my light body. I felt like that I was always like elevating, meaning that I didn't feel like that my feet was planted on the ground. It was just weird. I just felt very floaty, and I was told during that time to eat a lot of root crops like that will help me ground, and some told me to just go and hug a tree. Imagine that I have like roots and stuff like that growing out of my feet, and just tie it to a tree so that I am centered, right? So those are some of the lighty stuff that you will get during Ascension symptom. As you enter into your light body, your skin tone will get lighter and lighter. So stuff like that will happen to you. There's lots of things like that will happen. And, it's kind of funny. Like my mom used to always say, as I got lightened with my skin tone, she thought that I was anemic, and I'm not, because I have a very well balanced diet. So it's not anything about that. And I actually get my health checkup done, and I would have come up if there was something that my medical team would have seen. So it's not that, it's just that you're entering into the light body, right? So there's so many symptoms like that I have mentioned in my blog, so do take a look at it. And of course, you can always write your questions in the comments, or send me another email if you think that there's something that's out of the ordinary happening. But having said that, I know that Buddha belly, like I said, it's very common for, it doesn't matter whether you're big or small in size. A lot of people find that their stomach, swells up, and they're trying to, watch their weight and watch what they're eating, exercising, and it doesn't matter what they do, it seems to still continue as a symptom. So, and that's because your body is trying to keep you tethered to the ground, and by making your stomach grow so that you're a little bit heavier, right? So this stuff like that, that's out. Those are all. The reason why they called it a Buddha belly was because that's what happened to him when he was anchoring into his light body. His belly grew. So this is why they say it's the Buddha belly. So that's one of the symptoms that I have. There's so many symptoms, like ears ringing, your eyes are blurry and you have blurry vision, but then it self-corrects. A lot. You may want to check your eye doctor on that too. I know that I tell this to all my clients all the time. If you have blurry vision, it's because you also could be dehydrated, and so make sure that during your ascension symptoms that you're receiving, you're drinking lots of water. Your water intake should be always high and increased anyways. If you are drinking lots of caffeine, make sure that you're replenishing your body with water, because caffeine or alcohol will actually absorb more water out of your body naturally. So you need to increase your water intake when you're actually consuming those things, because you are getting dehydrated. Those are all some of the things that you need to also be concerned about. There's nothing wrong with anything in moderation. You also want to enjoy and have fun in your life, but just make sure that you're always drinking water and you're remaining hydrated. So another thing that you may want to check is omega-369. Those are really good for your eyes. My eye doctor a few years ago, she recommended me to take that, and I actually tell this to all my clients. Those are fish oils, but for those that are vegan, there's vegan options as well. So you can have a look at, or vegetarian. There's lots of options out there these days. Flaxseed oil or something like that in a capsule. So there's a lot of plant-based stuff. But again, I'm not a medical doctor, neither am I a pharmacist. So you need to check with your local doctor or your local pharmacist and see what they can recommend. You just tell them what you need. But those things will actually help with your eyesight as well. I know that when I started taking that, it made a big difference on my eyesight. The blurriness are there because when I wake up in the morning, I find that my eyes are blurry. So then I increase the water intake and all that sort of thing. All that sort of thing is normal as you age as well. So, there's all sorts of symptoms that you'll get like that, right? But make sure that you're not actually going through anything serious. There's lots of burping that will happen, sneezing. Burping and sneezing is just your body releasing some of the trapped energies and stuff like that. Coughing also releases those kind of trapped energies. But having said that, like I said, if these are continuing symptoms, then you may want to check your medical team out. Just lately, I actually mentioned it at my group, my Facebook group. I started getting itchy throat about here, and it comes. There's no rashes there. That's nothing that I can see. If it was underneath the skin, because I'm light skin, I would be able to see irritation even through the skin. So I didn't really see anything like that. But I remember I ended up going to my doctor. Actually, there were two things that I ended up checking out. Another thing was I found that my ears were crackling, and I knew that it didn't seem like it was more like a ascension symptom. Something was going on. So then I went to the doctor, and she suggested for me to take the nasal spray, because sometimes even if you are stuffed up inside, your whole system, it doesn't matter that it's just through your nose. It could be just inside that you don't see or feel. It could be for years that you have that issue. So so when I told her what was happening, she said it could be just plugged nasal. So she prescribed me a nasal spray, and I'm actually using that. And I noticed that I feel a lot better already. Like if there was something, and that's why my ears were going weird. They were very uncomfortable. Like it felt like that I had something in my ears, and then she checked for wax and all that. That wasn't there. But sometimes people do actually accumulate wax, and that could also give you problems. And people think that your eardrums are just a small part of the body. I mean, you can actually die if if your eardrums are popped, right, big time. So these little things, every part of your body is just serving a purpose. You do not know how, so look up on Google or something like that. Just do some research on it, because you never know how it's actually giving you ideas. Your body will always talk to you. So in this case, that's what I did. I went to the doctor, and I even showed her my throat, and she said, well, maybe you should get an allergic test done. So allergy test or something like that. Maybe you're allergic to something, but to my knowledge, I'm not, but it could very well be it's an Ascension symptom. It's not too severe now. It was pretty bad for a month, and I was thinking, what is going on with me? Why is this like itching? And I tried not to itch it too much, because I said, as I'm light skinned, it's gonna go really red if I scratch it. So I was just doing it like that, like I was just rubbing it like that, and even that turned red. So I tried not to do that too much. But yeah, you want to make sure that all those kind of things, if nothing is small when it comes to your health. Little things can be out there that is giving you some insights, and always rule the medical issue part out. Go to your doctor and tell them what your story is, what's happening. And if they feel that there is something happening, they will prescribe you something that will take care of it, or they will send you to further test, that kind of stuff. There's so many things that happens, right, during Ascension symptoms. So I just want to say that you need to make sure that all of that is there. Another part that I want to say, and this is true story, I think I mentioned in a couple of my videos, where a friend's husband, he passed away just like last year, and his body was already talking to him for a year, because he was complaining about his back pain, and he was starting to get back pain, and he thought that, well, he fell from his bike a few years ago, and that's what that is. And when he was in his trip to Europe, he decided to take some therapy, that sort of thing. And in their last summer, he passed away in October, and in summertime, actually, sorry, it was November that he had passed away, but during summertime, that's when he started losing his appetite, and that was really another thing that he should have paid attention to, because he's, again, if you are losing appetite, that's not a good thing. So so anyways, he cut down on his food, he lost a lot of weight, and then he went on his trip, and he was taking all these, therapeutic exercises, and trying to get healed that way. And by the time it got so bad, that by the time he cut his trip short, came back, and with all that pain and everything, he came back, and within a couple of weeks, he was diagnosed of stage 4 cancer. His cancer had spread all over his spine, and I feel, even though the doctors said this, that his prostate was filled with cancer, and that was the trigger point to go into all of his body. It went to his bladder, prostate, his lungs, and liver, and the spinal column. A lot of people don't realize that your spinal column has all the nerve endings of your body. It's got all the lymph nodes. So, and it actually goes all everywhere. So when you have spinal injuries or something like that, this is the reason why a lot of people, face paralysis and those kind of things. So I feel that it was starting to go into his spine, and it spread into all of his bodies, because from there, through the lymph nodes, it went everywhere. So that was my theory. Of course, the doctors said something else, through the prostate, and that could very well be. But my issue is that I feel, because he had this spinal pain for about a year, I believe that that's where it started, because he, during the summertime, he had gone and checked his prostate. Most men do that. With women, they check, for breast cancer. Men do that for their prostate. So that's just something that they start to do. Thank you, Archangel Michael. So yeah, it's something that if you have cancer in your family, you may want to start looking at all of that sort of thing. Make sure that you guys are on top of all those kind of things, because again, like I said, your health is very, very important. But I feel that in this case, he had gotten his prostate checked in the summertime, and it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. And then in course of few months, it had filled up there. The cancer cells were there and in other parts of his body. So I feel that and for it to go to stage 4 like that, it had to be from the spine. That's just my theory, but it's hard to say, because all of it, and with cancer, unfortunately, the reason why they haven't found a cure for that is because the cells are all very different from the other. They mutate, so they have very, very different type of cancers, and that's why they cannot narrow it out and create a medicine that's going to be just for for all. It's not like one size fit all sort of thing, because they have to actually give you something very, very specific to the cancer cells that they actually test and figure out. And in this case, the one that he had apparently was very, very rare. They hadn't come across that type of cancer. So stuff like that, I feel, is very, very important. And yes, you do get ascension symptoms, and it is excuse me, it's there for different parts, different times, but you also want to make sure that you're not having some sort of warning health issues that are there as an underlying issue, because there's so many things that your human body is like a machine, and the only time it stops growing and regenerating is when you actually pass away. Until then, it continues to fight, and it's repairing and regenerating. And this is why sometimes when people are in their last few days of their death, like a week or two, everything stops working in their bodies, because the body stopped working and it's not regenerating tissues, it's not repairing. So all that kind of stuff is very, very important. I know that my next blog that I'm just currently working on is on dream interpretation, and one of the things that I'm mentioning in there is how important sleep is, because during sleep you are allowing your body to regenerate all the tissues, and the cells are actually growing and repairing. So if you guys are having sleep issues, as part of your ascension symptom, or you have too much on your mind when it comes to your twin flame and all those kind of things, I really, really highly recommend you to go and see your doctor and make sure that they can actually assist you with some of those things. Sometimes, especially if you're having sleep issues all the time, then do run it by your doctor, see if that's something that they can help you with. You never know how how it can actually help you to regain some strength. I know a lot of people are having sleep issues in during their spiritual awakening and ascension, and then of course, you know, the heavy issues that you have when you are dealing with your twin flame. And I mean, all of that stuff is very, very important, but it's just as important to make sure that you are actually getting a good night's sleep or a good rest. It doesn't matter whether you're working night shift or you're working afternoon shift or you're working day shift. All that doesn't matter. You should still take you should have 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Your human body needs that, right, to be able to function. So if you're not getting that kind of hours in your sleep, make sure that you guys are, and you're taking some sort of help if you find that sleep is something that you're not having very well or very success with, because you know, that's when your body is actually doing its thing that it needs to. So yeah, and another part of you know, well living is also eating lots of fruits and veggies, high protein diet. It doesn't matter whether you're vegan, vegetarian. There's lots of options out there for high protein vegetables as well. So make sure that you are actually replenishing your body with all of that stuff, right? Fruits and veggies and high protein is very, very important. Carbs, not so much. You know, you can still survive without it. I have for 2 years now. I actually gave up carbs and just have it on cheat days. So yeah, your body does know how to survive without carbs. It's just pleasure. You know, you simply love the taste of it and all that, but you don't need to have that to have function. But yeah, have it all in moderation if you feel, you know, if you're trying to stay healthier. But yeah, you cannot skip you know, veggies and protein. That's like the biggest one that you know, you cannot just skip in your diet. You have to have those. It's just there's so many health issues when people don't have good protein food and veggies, right? So yeah, make sure that you're staying away from processed food and that kind of stuff, because if you're on an ascension journey and you're getting ascension symptoms, your body will not like processed food, even if they are healthy. I love tofu, but my body doesn't think it's nice, and anything that's on the soy based and my body doesn't like it. It has a lot of problem, so I try to stay away from soy stuff. So you have to listen at the end of the day, your body and what it's trying to tell you. There's going to be so many things like that your body will like and will not like, so you have to figure out what that is. A lot of people switch to organic stuff. You have to also again figure out if that's something that you want to do when it comes to your well-being. I switched to organic milk, and because I couldn't do lactose-free milk. It was not going well. I had like one time, and it was I had to give that away. Yeah, it was not agreeing with me. It was a horrible experience. So you have to just listen to your body. But when I switched to organic milk, I found that that was way more easier on my body as opposed to regular milk. So yeah, you can just kind of do your trials and try them out. You know, your body will tell you if there's something that it doesn't like. It'll tell you. So it's best to listen to your body and figure out what that is. With this was twinflameunion. This was a short segment that I wanted to just hop on and do, and just wanted you guys to just be aware that your health issues are very, very important, and not necessarily what you're experiencing in that level is actually an ascension symptom. It could very well be your health as well.